Hello everybody, welcome to Re Zero Memory Snow anime review. Really confused where to put this because it's not really part of the director's cut, but it kind of is because last week there wasn't an episode. They dropped it this week. Anyway, yeah, Memory Snow OVA. Completely forgot the title then. Yeah, this was. I mean, it is an OVA, isn't it? It's not important, That's the first thing to note. Nothing here is going to be referenced unless they put it into the director's cut, which they might do actually. So maybe it will be important. Who knows? But it was, it's a lot more casual, a lot more happy, a lot less suffering. It's a break for the characters. They're like, yeah, you just fought a dog or whatever. Have a break. It was honestly, I thought it was quite funny. Most of the jokes landed with me. Shout-outs to Ram especially for being just the best, just so funny this episode, so very expressive is a good word, and yeah, good. It was good stuff. But anyway, let's jump into the. I have seen Memory Snow before. I watched it with like bad fan subs like ages ago, but now it's nice to have a better idea of what's going on. I mean, you can still sort of figure out what was going on before, but now subtitles work well, except when they don't. We'll get to that shortly. Anyway. Let's jump into the episode, see what went down and everything. Let's do this. We open up with Subaru doing a dramatic reading in English of basically a recap of Arc 2. Some of the subtitles are very bad. Like, he's saying English words, albeit with a very strong accent, but their subtitles are just completely wrong. And I'm like, you can understand what he's saying. What are you doing, subtitle man? It's not on. Subaru's undercover looking for a spot for his dato with Amelia, let's not forget. And the kids spot him immediately and bother him. Petra gets all jealous because I guess she likes Subaru too, but Subaru ain't into that because he's not a criminal, despite how he may look. They show him to a field of flowers, which is a perfect place for a dato, which ironically enough I don't think we ever actually see the flower field dato. And I'm going to stop saying dato now. But yeah, I don't think we actually ever see the flower field again, ever, which is, that's a bit of a shame. The twins find a flower that's died and they're like, that's weird, they just got planted. And Roswell's like, it appears something is coming, as if it's like the most serious event is about to happen, which it's not it. So things start freezing, a window cracks, stuff's going down basically. Subaru wakes up after a brief witch nightmare. Rem's in his room staring at him, which we learn later on. It's a thing she likes to do, so okay, Rem. I think you're the best still. Like, that's not going to deter me, but that's a little bit weird, my girl. Ram is in bed, asleep, slacking off because it's too cold. After this part, I'm just going to go through it quite quickly. After Subaru goes and basically, I imagine drags her out of bed. We don't see it, but I imagine that's how it went. Ram watches him clean and basically just says he's doing a crap job. And to be fair, do you see how much dust he left? He is doing a crap job. He deserves to be chastised. Finds a hidden compartment with some booze in it. Amelia shows up. Subaru confuses her by saying adult websites, and she's like, yeah, we can look at adult websites together, Subaru. And I'm just like, and he's like, no, let's not be doing that. Tomorrow is the dato. Amelia's very clearly hiding something because she's talking very, 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 very fast, and it's pretty funny, even just her talking. I wonder how many takes that took. Her talking that quickly, but still getting all the words out. I'd love to have been in the recording studio listening to that. That would be quite an interesting thing. That is the thing I like about OVAs. The cast generally seem like they're having a good old time doing it because it's not super serious. That's just what I get from it. Anyway, Subaru's got everything prepared for his date. He's got like a notebook telling him what to do. He's got a bunch of stuff, good stuff. Subaru can't get to sleep though, so he starts counting. First he counts pucks, which then triggers his like PTSD of when he got killed that one time. And then he starts counting Amelia's, which that's not going to help you get to sleep, Subaru. And then he starts counting Roswell's, and I don't think that really helped either. So you're a bit out of luck there, Subaru mate. The next morning, it's even colder than the previous day. Biko is sneaking around outside, and when she's seen, she's like, get! She does the get noise. I don't remember if she does or not. Subaru annoys her for a bit and then ends up getting thrown out the window. Of course he does. Then he hangs out with Rem for a bit, hangs out. They're mopping the floor, because that's their job. They weren't really hanging out. The date's been postponed. Oh no, we see Amelia's fast talking again. It's very impressive. I remember in the fan subs I watched, Horny was in there, which is like, pretty sure that's not what she's saying. You know, that doesn't make no sense. Anyway, it's so cold that the water bucket they're using to mop ends up freezing over. So that's, you know, that's pretty concerning, to put it bluntly. The next morning, it's even colder. Subaru's got icicle snot. It's a great thing. Roswell decides at this point, okay, we should probably deal with this. Then there's a Konosuba reference. That is what it is. I think it's literally just a still from Konosuba. They just plopped it right in there. Because whoever it is, I think it's Kadokawa, owns both of them. And it would be, because Isekai Quartet. But, yeah, so there's just a random Konosuba reference. I'm confused to why they decided to put it in. Like, I'm not complaining, because it's Konosuba. But, like, why though? Is Subaru red Konosuba? No, because that wouldn't make sense. Oh, the lore doesn't make no sense, because if Subaru's red Konosuba, how does he not recognize Kazuma and Isekai Quartet? Maybe I'm thinking far too deep into this, and who cares at the end of the day? But it's just fun stuff. Anyway, Roswell calls Subaru a tsundere for acting like he doesn't care about the kids, even though he clearly does. Good stuff. I've got a bit of a sniffles. I feel a bit like Subaru right now, which is less than good. Ros basically tells them, that's what I call it, my friends. Basically tells them, hey, it's Puck and Amelia. Yeah, it's whose fault it is. Goes to their room. The door is literally like, it's really cold, really frozen cold. Subaru goes in and then says, if you're getting changed, then thank you. And then Amelia's like, shouldn't you say sorry? Subaru should have just bit back with the, didn't you say to say thank you is worth more than a sorry? Like, that would have been a hell of a line to bring back. Why would they not do that? That makes a lot of sense to me. Puck is causing the cold because it's his magic release period or whatever. It's something constipation. Ram is even harsher when she's cold. Odd container. Odd is a magic thing. They explain it in this a little bit. Basically, he's venting out mana because he's going to overflow otherwise and explode, and that's not good. 2 more days. Biko's put a barrier to close the cold in the mansion, so, you know, it's not to bother everyone else. 2 more days of this, and Subaru's like, we won't survive 2 more days. Me and Ram are literally going to die, because they're the only 2 that are properly bothered. I mean, the others, like Biko and Rem, are still cold, but they're not as susceptible, I guess, as Subaru and Ram. Who knows? Amelia doesn't get cold because she's got a contract with Puck, I think she said, which feels like it's cheating. Subaru's like, let's go camp outside, and Roswell is like, I'm not camping outside, which, freeze to death then, Roswell. Like, let's Subaru, I mean, it was raining as well, like, that's less than good. Then Subaru's like, let's have a bath. The bath became mayonnaise because Rem did it, because Subaru loves mayonnaise, he likes it on his chicken wings, don't you know? That's the Isekai Quartet reference, if you weren't aware. Which I did like that. I guess they pulled that from this to Isekai Quartet, and I kind of like that as well. That's pretty clever. That's pretty, you know, the carryover. Thankfully, no one else has to use the magic, you know, venting, because Puck is super powerful and all that. That's why he's got to do it. We briefly see Roswell and Puck's first meeting. I say meeting, they had a big old scrap. And then after that, Subaru's listening, thinking to the rain. The rain gives him an idea. He's like, I have a plan with this rain and the cold. Subaru's plans, I probably should have said at the end of the last part, snow festival, basically. Wild and heart-throbbing or something. I forget what he's called it. Crazy and wild? Something like that, I don't remember. Does a big old speech for the villagers. Who wants to go to New York? And they're like, what the hell's a New York? Basically, build a snowman. Do you want to build a snow sculpture? I believe is how the song goes. And that's what they do. Subaru goes to get Biko because she's inside like a goddamn shut-in, and dumps snow on her head. So she blasts him out the window. You know the drill by now. Kids throw snowballs at him. Puck drops a load of snow on him. Petra made a snow bunny, which is cool, and Subaru adds to it because at first it was just like little leaves and stuff, and then he adds he turns it into a tank, like a mecha snow rabbit tank, and it's awesome. But Petra gets mad at him for it. Be impressed with Subaru's skill, that's what I'm thinking. Where did he even learn to pick that up? Puck then gets Biko to come outside. He she was thinking about it anyway because Subaru's a nice guy, and Puck was like, just do it, and she was like, fine then, essentially. Someone made an Ulgarm, which is one of them big dog things, and Subaru was a bit traumatized by it. Biko's using magic to cheat, which, you know, Amelia says don't do that, and so she doesn't. She does it with her hands, gets some cold hands. Subaru goes to see the twins, sees their masterpiece, the best scene of this OVA, I think. Oh, one of them. The drunk part's pretty good too. But no, the twins' masterpiece, they make a, you know, Dragon Ball, right? They do the fusion dance thing. That's basically what they made. They made a Rosbaru, or Super I think they called it. I can't believe I'm trying to think of this. It's like a Subaru and Ros combination, and they both see it and are just like, even Roswell is like, this thing gives me chills. I'm not a fan of this. Ram dramatically falls to the ground when she gets a low score. So yeah, that happens. And it's pretty funny. She's very funny this episode. Then the song starts playing, and we get a little good times montage with everyone having good times. Then at the end, Amelia and Puck are talking. Puck says something inspirational, like, you know, like snow doesn't last long, but you gotta make it look good or whatever while it's there, and, you know, good stuff. And then, surprise, what won the tournament, I guess. It was the mech bunny that Subaru made, but Petra took the credit for it because she's a cheat, basically. Surely Subaru should have won. Subaru could have fixed it to make it so he won, but he didn't, because he's a nice guy. But, yeah, then Subaru calls Amelia and Puck inside, like, hey, it's party time. So yes, the party begins. We learn very quickly that Rem always watches Subaru sleep, which is a little bit concerning. Also, Rem, get some sleep yourself, love. Like, you gotta work. You gotta get up for work. You know, get some sleep. Then we get Amelia thinking Subaru was 13, which Subaru responds pretty funny. He's like, "That's younger than Felt," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is younger than Felt. Like, what's she, 15?" And Subaru looks way older than her. And we also learned Subaru's age, I guess. He's almost 18, which I don't remember if we learned that before, but now we know it, so for sure. Puck says no alcohol, but then Roswell undermines him and is like, just have a little bit, Amelia. And then we get drunk Amelia, who is a treasure. And then we get drunk Rem, who is also a treasure. And then, yeah, I don't have much more to that. Biko's outside on her own. Subaru goes to see her, leaves Rem and Amelia hugging, and Subaru is like, I wish I had a camera. And Ram is like, I have stored this to my brain. And I'm like, Ram, that's a bit creepy. Subaru, that's also a bit creepy. But yeah, can't blame him though. That's you know, that's all I'm saying. Subaru goes to talk with Biko and talks about stars for a bit, tells her not to drink because she's a child. The others join them and everything. Subaru talks about the Subaru star and they all make fun of him. What happens after that? Glowy lights happen, that's right. Some glowy lights show up and everyone's looking at them, and then while the glowy lights are there, we like focus on Biko and Subaru. So I guess there's something there, although I've seen season 1 and there isn't. So maybe it'll be in season 2. Who knows? It's nice to have Biko hopefully get a bit more screen time because, you know how it goes. Puck sends Snow to the capital basically so the other characters can get an appearance in this, even if they don't talk or nothing. We just see like single slides of them. Basically everyone in season 1, most people at least. Maybe not everyone. Most people. Was Felt there? I can't remember if Felt was there, you know. The others were there. No, I don't remember. And then we learned Biko was told by her mum not to drink. Biko has a mum. That's how we learned something. The next day, Puck and Amelia are very cryptic pre-date. Puck says something like he doesn't know if Subaru will still be happy with you next year, considering, you know, you're the reason he's got all these injuries and stuff, which I'm like, yeah, it's kind of true, but it's not really her fault, you know. I mean, it kind of indirectly, I guess. Like, she's not, or unintentionally, that's a better word. Better word indeed. And then Subaru and Amelia go on their dato, and we don't even get to see it. So, that's a thing that happened. And yeah, that was the end of the episode. As I said, I enjoyed it. I mean, it is just nice to see the characters having a good time, as opposed to brutal death, you know, so that's a good thing. At the time I watched it originally, it was just nice to see them again, you know, because we hadn't had a Re Zero for a while. But at the moment, it feels like we're getting non-stop Re Zero, which is, you know, dilutes this a bit. But it's still nice to see everyone having a good time, and that's mainly what this is. There's no real, if any, plot things. I guess there's the stuff with Biko that is left sort of open-ended for future, but I've not read that far. I have no idea what that's about. Anyway, I can't think of too much else to say, so thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a great ton. I will see you in the next video. Check out, I'm reviewing the director's cut as well if you're not familiar. So stick around for that, I guess. I'll see you whatever you decide to watch next. And bye, guys.